Well, hello everyone. It's Doreen Ashton Wagner, and welcome to the For Love and Business show. I'm sorry for the lateness today. We had a few technical issues, but we're here, and yes, again, I am in the car, on the road in beautiful sunny Cornwall today. And tonight we're actually going to talk about I had a bit of a teaser headline, I know. Why are women entrepreneurs afraid to commit? And I know that this may have piqued some people's curiosity. And what I'm talking about here is as a result of some observations that I made at an event that was taking place last Friday in Ottawa, as a matter of fact. And it was at my friend Diana Lidstone's Shift event. Meeting a lot of women entrepreneurs at that particular event, a number of them I noticed when we asked them, so what do you do? Were really interestingly almost afraid to commit to one thing that they do in either a business or a line of work. I sat beside a wonderful woman who clearly is a serial entrepreneur and is literally juggling 3 businesses. There were several others who told me they were a coach, they were a speaker, but they also had, they were dabbling in direct marketing and a few other things. And it led me to want to question that a little bit further. And because it felt to me like a lot of these women wanted to just be dating entrepreneurial ventures and did not want to commit. Why would that be? I suppose the first answer that came to my mind certainly would be that, well, maybe they didn't know and they wanted to try out different things. And that's absolutely a good thing to do at times, to try out a few lines of work or a few businesses and see which one is the right one for us. Another thought that I had in this particular case was maybe they were afraid to make a mistake. And this is actually certainly indicative of some really interesting research that I've come across that says that in the workplace, very often, women in general are very leery of making a mistake, especially when they are in a more male-dominated environment, because when they do make a mistake, they're actually penalized socially and within their workplace much more harshly than men would be. So very interesting research in that regard. The other reason I thought came to mind, however, is that they were really possibly afraid of committing to themselves. Never mind making a mistake. When you're afraid to commit to a particular venture, it could be indicative of a lack of self-esteem and or confidence. And I know many of you will agree with me that those are 2 separate things. And we've explored the whole concept of self-esteem, certainly in our work in the For Love and Business community, around the 5 feminine blocks that keep women struggling between love and business. So having said that, I wanted to pose the question to you because it's not something that's certainly foreign to me. I know that I can speak from experience, and my lack of commitment to one thing did stem in large part from both a fear of making a mistake as well as, frankly, not being willing to take a gamble on me, somehow feeling like I wasn't enough to make it happen. So I would urge you to perhaps lend that a little bit of thought. And I would like to offer 3 tips, actually, that perhaps to help you overcome that. First of all, this is something I just saw actually on an episode of This Is Us, which is a fabulous series on NBC, and it's called the Worst Case Possible Scenario Game. And it simply looks like this. You know, what is the worst possible thing that could happen if in your business you settled on either one line of work, one thing you wanted to concentrate on, one business. What would be the downside of that? And start enumerating all the things that could possibly go wrong. And then I urge you to examine, making up words now, examine what those worst possible outcomes would be. And how do they feel? Maybe they won't be so terrible. And that's something for you to have a look at. The second tip that I would offer is talk to your immediate circle. Hopefully you have a mastermind group or a group of women entrepreneurs with whom you can actually have these conversations. Get into, as we call it in the For Love and Business community, get into the heart seat and discuss it and see how it feels. Get input so that you explore a little bit further what your fears might be towards committing to one thing. And finally, I know this might sound a little bit self-serving, and it's not meant to be at all. Get yourself a coach. The third tip is something that, if athletes, Olympic athletes, professional athletes, and top performers reach out for a coach and reach out for different coaches at different times in their careers and in their lives, then maybe it's time for you to have a look at that. So don't be afraid of committing. Do yourself a favor and make sure you examine the concept and you see where it stems from. All right. Having said this, speaking of commitment and stating things publicly, I will say this, and that is, this is the last episode of the For Love and Business show to take place on a Monday night at 5 p.m. We're going to change up our schedule, and for that reason, we're taking Easter Monday off. I will come back to you with a new time and possibly a slightly new format. Stay tuned. And in the meantime, if you, of course, have any questions, any suggestions, I would love to hear from you. On that note, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.